Bonding in carbon, the covalent bond. Carbon is a very important element in the periodic table. Here we shall study about some properties of the carbon and its compound. Most carbon compounds are poor conductors of electricity. Here are some of the compounds with their melting and boiling points. Force of attraction between the carbon molecules is not very strong. As we know that the atomic number of carbon is 6, it loses or gains electron to attain noble gas configuration. Carbon can lose 4 electrons to become anion, or can gain 4 electrons to become cation. Carbon shares its electron with carbon or with any other element to form a molecule. The simplest molecule formed by sharing electron is that of the hydrogen. In the case of oxygen, we see the formation of a double bond between 2 oxygen atoms. Methane is widely used as a fuel and is a major component of biogas and compressed natural gas (CNG). It is also one of the simplest compounds formed by carbon. Covalent molecules have strong bonds within the molecule, but intermolecular forces are small. This gives rise to the low melting and boiling points of these compounds. Diamond and graphite are formed by carbon atoms. In diamond, each carbon atom is bonded to 4 other carbon atoms, forming a rigid 3-dimensional structure. In graphite, each carbon atom is bonded to 3 other carbon atoms. Bonding in carbon, the covalent bond, Part 2. Covalent compounds have low melting and boiling points. For example, chloroform has a boiling point of 60 degrees centigrade. Covalent compounds are non-conductors of electricity due to the absence of free ions. Sharing of electrons results in a covalent bond. A Lewis structure is a type of shorthand notation. The Lewis dot structures provide a picture of the bonding in molecules in terms of the shared pairs of electrons and the octet rule. Set a central atom. Connect to other atoms with a single bond. Determine the number of valence electrons. Arrange the electrons for bond formation. A shared electron pair is known as bond pair. A single covalent bond is formed by sharing a pair of electrons. A double covalent bond is formed by sharing two pairs of electrons. A triple covalent bond is formed by sharing three pairs of electrons. Versatile nature of carbon. We know that carbon is an important element. Even human body contains carbon. Carbon has the unique ability to form bonds with other atoms of carbon. The process is called catenation. No other element exhibits the property of catenation to the extent seen in carbon compounds. Carbon forming bond with other element are very strong and stable. Ethane is one of the carbon compounds. It is saturated. Compounds of carbon having double or triple bonds between the carbon atoms are known as unsaturated carbon compounds, and they are more reactive than the saturated carbon compounds. Carbon atoms can contain tens of carbon atoms forming chain, branches, and rings. Some carbon atoms arranged in the form of a ring, for example, cyclohexane. Carbon compounds which contain just carbon and hydrogen are called hydrocarbons. Among these, the saturated hydrocarbons are called alkanes. The unsaturated hydrocarbons which contain one or more double bonds are called alkenes. Those containing one or more triple bonds are called alkynes. Carbon is a very friendly element. It forms bonds with other elements as well. Series of compounds in which the same functional group substitutes for hydrogen in a carbon chain is called a homologous series. In homologous series, melting and boiling point increases with increasing molecular mass, but chemical properties remain similar. Forms of carbon. Carbon exists both in crystalline and amorphous allotropic forms. Allotropy is the property of an element to exist in more than one physical form, having similar chemical properties but different physical properties. Coal, coke, wood charcoal, lamp black, gas carbon, petroleum are the different amorphous allotropes of carbon. In diamond, each carbon atom is bonded to 4 other carbon atoms by a single covalent bond. This is why a diamond is rigid, compact, three-dimensional structure and is very hard to break. It is a bad conductor of heat and electricity as there are no free electrons present in it. Graphite contains carbon atoms in hexagonal rings, and the rings in turn are joined together to form a layer. A series of such layers are piled one over the other. The layers of carbon can slide over each other because there are no covalent bonds between the atoms of two adjacent layers. Since graphite contains free electrons, it is a good conductor of heat and electricity. Lead pencils contain graphite encased in a wooden covering. Hydrocarbons. The vital force theory was rejected when Wohler prepared urea in the laboratory from inorganic compound ammonium cyanate in the laboratory. The unique properties of carbon, such as tetravalency, catenation, and formation of multiple bonds, are responsible for it to form millions of compounds. Carbon shares 4 electrons with other atoms and forms 4 single covalent bonds, and it is known as tetravalency. The property of self-linkage among identical atoms to form long chain compounds is known as catenation. N-butane is a straight chain compound, 2-methylbutane is a branched chain compound, and cyclobutane is a cyclic compound. Compounds of carbon linked by single bonds are known as saturated compounds. The compounds of carbon linked by double and triple bonds are called unsaturated compounds. The compounds of carbon which contain a closed ring of carbon atoms are regarded as cyclic hydrocarbons. They are of two types, acyclic and aromatic. Cyclopropane and cyclobutane are acyclic compounds, and benzene is an aromatic compound. The carbon atom along with heteroatoms is known as functional group. When carbon compounds with same functional group are arranged in ascending order of their molecule weights, the difference between the two consecutive members of the series is CH2, and such a series is called homologous series.